There's a plenty of time. 24-point deficit.
Welcome to Starkville, Mississippi, affectionately referred to as Stark Vegas, where earplugs are highly recommended because the cowbells will be ringing. What we have in store for you today, a clash between a couple of SEC teams that could have season-long ramifications. As we'll see, the Florida Gators taking on the winners of 3 straight, the Mississippi State Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Bennett and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Fielded in the end zone, it's Daniels. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. So the Mississippi State Bulldogs return man hardly helped out the offense with that one.
You're Minnesota.
And there he is. When you build a tight end, you build one just like this, especially with those reliable mitts, Jesse.
Yeah, Reese, he makes big plays and big games. Watch for him on 3rd down in the red zone. He has a chance to leave an impact in this game.
Well, it's so nice to have such a big body that when he's covered, he's open, right? Like, it doesn't matter because he's got great hands and that big frame can really utilize.
They're strong.
After that last completion, it's 2nd down. He's looking to throw. The freshman trying to take a shot, but put just a little too much on it. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's riding on the line.
There's so much riding on the line. Who gets to Atlanta down the road? Bragging rights, recruiting rights, all this stuff. Once you get in conference play, it means a lot. Every single week. You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on 1st down, make that 2nd down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hip.
What a hit by the defender. That's a good throw, and that was going to be caught, but how about the defender dislodging the football from its intended target? Nice job.
Quick completion on the out. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a 1st down. And the Bulldogs are moving quickly down the field. On the ground, it's Daniels. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. You just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for you.
Pressure coming. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, it felt incomplete because he did a great job of getting to the quarterback. He's in the pocket. Yeah, he's comfortable, but you get in there and you get...
And they got him for the sack.
And that is how you silence this raucous crowd. Defensively on the road. 1st drive of the game, setting the tone, getting a huge sack on 3rd down.
And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. So the Florida Gators offense will try to get something started with their first possession. I know what a weapon he is on the outside, but stretching the field against this dude in the secondary will be a challenge.
And just some safeties have the awareness, the ability to see the ball, to break on the football, and he's one of those guys.
This QB better be looking his safety off. You can't just trust your receiver's going to out-athlete him every time you throw him the ball, because this safety is a different breed.
Really good job working through his progression. You get it to him quickly, and the big tight end has a chance to run a little.
And a really good job by the QB throwing accurate. I got to hit those guys on the move, on the run.
Hit the gas, kid, wide open ahead. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. This crowd, splitting the eardrums and letting him know it's going to be a long day. Makes the catch. It's Johnson. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one. He'll just keep slinging it. They get to him as he throws. Touchdown, Gator! Hauled it in and just kept right on
That is
running
not
to the
how to bring attention to it. I
land.
understand the frustration.
And what did I start for this offense? The throw game getting working, getting a touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing.
James Harden's doing that for a number of years. It's hard to see.
Coming out with it, it's Daniels. He's brought down at the 16, would have been much better off to take the touchback.
You have to see first what the
Here
defender
comes the
does.
Mississippi
There's a lot
State
of times the
offense
defender
ready to
reaches in
attack.
first, then the offensive
That
player
last
hooks.
one looked
This
like a
situation, obviously,
back-breaking
the
drive,
defender is
David, but they
frustrated.
ended up punting.
16
Yeah, they
point
put
ball
some
game.
plays together, put some
fouls
yards
already.
together, but the most important stat is putting points on the board. And this
Not a
offense has to
basketball play,
finish, Jesse,
and it is
when they get
unnecessary.
across that 50-yard line and start getting it.
No doubt about it, but I think it's the critical down and distances. Third down in particular, they've got to be better moving forward.
Brought down at the 27. It's a 5-yard pickup on the play. Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
Pockets going for it all. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on 2nd down. There's
Edwards starting Jalen with it. Open, fakes. Drives on both. Stops.
It's only the 6th turnover for the Thunder. Again, they not only force turnovers, they're the best at not turning it over.
Here in the fourth, as you see, that's the right ball. Still no Julius Randle. We have not seen him yet. I know he's struggling, but you got to trust your superstar.
Anthony Edwards pulls up just inside the arc, nails the jumper. 26 points for Edwards. And tonight, just 6 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds after excellent first half to game 1. 5.5 remaining. Alexander on the drive, goes to the rim, layup, shot, banker won't go. Alexander Walker the rebound. Eagles still fighting. Goes inside, high off the glass. Gorgeous move from the kill. Alexander Walker.
He's been huge, Mike. His ability to sustain his scoring through all their struggles. Started in the third, he's continuing into the fourth.
7 of his 13 in the fourth quarter for us. He approached 5 minutes remaining, just back to 13. It's the closest they've been to the fourth. Cousins again going at a double team. Jalen Williams fakes a pass, now drives, goes inside, and lets it. Jalen Williams. It's a Dort one-on-one. Look at the crowd is seeing. Reed drives. 8 on the 24. Edwards strikes baseline. Left-handed close enough, but a gorgeous move from Anthony Edwards.
That's ridiculous. When Dort closes appropriately, he gets feet on the baseline, help comes over. That's ridiculous.
28 straight rebounds for Anthony Edwards. Needs some help down the stretch here. Jalen Williams stripped and stolen. Conley will help from McDaniels. Alexander Walker, little hesitation, drives, and he's fouled. That shot will not count. Foul came before. They were in the penalty zone. Free throws and chance to cut it to 11.
When I said those free throws are big, but watch this move. He did the sidestep to Alex Caruso. And what does he do? Just a little left-hander. Just a little light little floater in the lane. That's so difficult. It's the body control. And even Shaq gets a little hand up there, but downhill. If you're going to have success, yes, you got to get some threes.
Offensive coordinators love to take deep shots down the field. They plan them. They plan when they're going to do them, and I bet you we'll plan to see a few more throughout this game.
Ball's at the 29. Defense can taste getting off the field. It's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Makes the grab. It's Daniel. He'll have enough for the first down, and they stop him at the 45.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm. What better way than converting on 3rd down? Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. Got 6 on 1st down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Running to the left. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here.
And here they go, going up. And
they'll run this play from the pistol.
Jalen Williams with it is so typical.
He's back to throw on 2nd down. The little soft flip pass falls incomplete.
Great job on the back end in coverage. DB staying in the hip pocket of the target and was able to swat that ball away.
7th play of the drive coming up, and a long way to go on 3rd down. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass.
Early this season, his first all-star
Pass to
selection.
45. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down.
It's so hard for a defense to have to stop plays like that because it really forces you to play with great eye discipline. You see the pre-snap motion. Defense doesn't know if he's just running across the field and he's going to run a route, if he's going to block, or if he has the football. That time, he was able to outflank the defense and hurt them to get that 1st down.
Solid pickup of 4 on 1st down. It's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
We're already in the 1st quarter, but already you get the feeling this could be a long day for this QB. He's already been sacked. He gets hit right there on the incomplete throw. They've got to find a way to do a better job up front of protecting this guy, or it's going to be difficult to put up points.
And they'll get enough for the 1st down, and that's how things will come to a close here in the 1st quarter. It's a draw. Discards a man. They'll make the stop behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring us to the end of the 1st quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter. We've played one. Let's have a look at the stats. 2nd down now as they're ready to go back to work. He's looking to throw. They're bringing heat. Nice job of avoiding the sack and picking up a few on the run.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this game.
Fires to the wideout. And it's incomplete on 3rd down. And they're going to head out to line up for a field goal. He'll line it up from 34 yards out. Splits the uprights. It's good. And wait a second, there's a flag on the field. Let's check that one out. Might be the worst-case scenario for this defense. Thought they'd held them to 3. Now the offense with a chance for more. The Bulldogs will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. We'll see if the offense can punch it in on 2nd and goal. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. Will they be able to get that 1 more yard and stick it in here on 3rd down? And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Mississippi State.
And I love it. I love the physicality of this offense. It's 3rd and goal. I trust my offensive line to pave the way, give the ball to my running back, and know he's going to physically punch this thing into the end zone.
They'll try to tack 1 more on their score. And And it's up and good. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Penn State has the tense place right now. This is a tight game. They're up by 4 over Kent State. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. It's a draw. Crosses the 30 to the 31 and a 6-yard pickup.
Effective draw plays in the running game really begin with the quarterback. The quarterback's got to be a great salesman. You've got to really make the defense think it's pass. So keep your eyes focused downfield till the last possible second, turn around and hand it off. And by that point, the defensive ends have rushed way upfield, and there's less bodies for the running backs to have to maneuver around before finally moving forward.
Started here, detoured here.
Wide receiver coming across in motion. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw.
Play action pass success has a lot to do with selling that fake. You could tell defense was not buying it. Got in the backfield, got the big play.
From the gun, running back gets to give. And he has a solid gain before the defense bobbles him up. Now facing a 3rd and long from the 50-yard line.
I shot my line and got the
They go to the draw.
Now I want to see it in person.
And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. And the Gators will punt it away on 4th down. You ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep.
See it in person.
And it looks as if there will be no return here as the punt goes out of bounds. Here comes the Bulldog offense back onto the field. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets to stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? You be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your own.
And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. We'll take a quick break here. 2 minutes to play in the first half.
And sticking to the run. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn. And they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football, you can tell.
And there was no question in that scenario. That's where the quarterback was going. He knew he had his receiver in a matchup that he liked, running a route where he would find himself open. Nice job between those two.
Got a man. It's Mosley. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He's there to make the stop.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
With jet sweep pass. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it.
But it's still a 12-point deficit.
Defense getting stingier in their own end of the field. It's 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun, wants to pass. Walk over the middle, it's Coleman. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag route was caught, they just couldn't rally to the ball carrier in time to make a tackle, and as a result, a new set of downs.
He makes the connection. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throwing catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
No one can truly stop him.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give.
He's just so impressive.
A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Caught, close to the marker, it's Daniels. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Mississippi State.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic.
That's why we say go down.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. So they got the touch. No attempt at a return. The Gators sending the offense back to work. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Looking for a man. It's Mertz. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. It's complete on the right side. Smashes him with the stiff arm. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Caught behind the line. It's Hansen. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Now on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Didn't have much of a choice there, but to get rid of it.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas. Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football.
Alexander able to get some spots on the floor that they wanted to. That's
it. It's no good. He missed it. And they couldn't cut into the lead. It's still a 7-point game.
That won't go. We'll do it to City.
That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime.
Gentlemen,
Number 2nd half expansion
broadcast so far today in Starkville.
from the NBA Finals.
And I get it. A lot of coaches will say the difference between winning and losing comes down to stopping big plays and getting big plays. If you ask me, it's more about how good you are on 3rd down and how efficient you are in keeping drives alive. Those 2 stats can help you break the will of even the best defenses and help you come out on top. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Davis-Wade Stadium.
Thanks for that breakdown, Kevin. Mississippi State will put a foot to it to crank up the 2nd half.
Another double-figure win. Send it to Lisa's office.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They start this 3rd quarter 1-possession game and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the 1st half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack, once the tight end made the catch, there was no doubt he was going down. Great job form tackle.
Throws to the wideout. Fires and picked off. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
He had all day to throw that. This offensive line knew coming into today, their challenge was going to be trying to block up the blitzes and give their quarterback time to survey the field. He had all day to throw that. Fortunately, made a bad decision to throw the pick.
All right, Lisa. Well, the Thunder have now played 95 games this year, 82 regular season, plus the 13 in the playoffs. Of those 95 games, 60 of them, they win by double figures.
The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work.
Dominance in the
They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think and put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit of time to get to that first down mark.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. Instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Meanwhile, on the ice, the Sanders look hard. They dominate in Carolina.
Showing that big range from 48 yards out. So they were able to put up a free spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to complete the leather. On the move from inside his 5. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and they bounce the tackle. The kicker sending the offense back to work. The deficit here is just 10 points, David, so a chance to answer here.
Plenty of time left in this football. No need to panic. This offense just has to put a couple drives together. And listen, the defense will get this back and get some...
Let's talk salary.
Great. What do you typically offer for this role?
It's competitive.
And if it was
And
enough.
I think here too, David, you have an opportunity to keep the pressure on the
It's
opponent.
indeed.
Yeah, they
You
just
can
went
avoid
down and
upward
scored,
side
but you score here, and so this game's still tight. You keep their feet to the fire, so an opportunity here to keep applying that pressure.
Gets it across the 30 to the 31. They pick up a 5. Halfway there on first down. It's 2nd and 5. The give on the counter. Not a lot of daylight. He gets 1 to the 32.
Yeah, and this is a tough sledding. All right, this offense has really struggled to move the football, and this game's all but over. But here's the thing, man. Thank God you don't play this defense every weekend. Let's continue to work here.
In a close game, and the Thunder are able to separate. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, big ball there down the lane. The lead swells to 6.
This will be the second time they've had to kick it away.
Didn't even play it before. Off the steal.
He'll try to feel the punt and see if he can give his offense better field position.
And then
they'll get him down after the
and
return
the foul.
at the 27-yard line. Here comes the Mississippi State offense, ready to
Whistle
attack.
for the foul
They
then.
kicked a field goal on the last drive, Jesse. They got the lead. Don't make a dumb mistake.
Buckets adding up the lead now 15.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think it's the play caller right now just taking a look at that script he's got in front of him and finding out where are my playmakers, who can we take advantage of on this defense to get a touchdown here.
And just keep moving the ball.
The Avalanche is underway.
The
The youth of the fifth man.
No need to
And it's
panic.
open
We're moving
again.
the football, and we got the lead.
It's complete. They make the stop, and not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down.
10, but then again it's a
They're
steal.
good against man coverage, but they're good against zone coverage too. If that receiver can find a soft spot between the linebacker and the DB, you'll take that throw all
Minnesota as
day.
it turns into an and
Pre-snap
one.
motion, quarterback trying to get a read.
And the Thunder lead
That's what you expect from a
Dejected
senior.
there,
Don't
up 2
give
games
them
to
any
nothing
extra
as the
yards.
series
Great
moving
tackle
to
there.
Minnesota this weekend. Tim Michael joins me now. And
After trying the running game, let's see if they do it again on second
They
down.
throw haymakers on
Quarterback
offense,
changing
and they're
plays
relentless on
at the
defense.
line.
I'm going to start on the
They're
offensive
going to
end.
throw it again.
And their ability to take what's a close game
He's got
and
his
just
man.
have it explode.
He's really close to that first down marker, but they stopped him just a bit short.
That they
And
never
I
seem
love
to
when
be
my
in a hurry
quarterback sees
with him
zone
as the
and
guy
knows
that is the
exactly
lead of
where
that.
to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
Let's see what they do here on third and short from the 41.
The second half, he started this game in a great rhythm.
They'll try to get the first through the air.
He was getting to his
The
spot.
quick out. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
It's tough on the defense there. Third down, you're in zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback, and you're trying to make a break on the ball, but he just got it out of his hands too quickly, and the throw was too accurate. Really nothing you can do there, and it's now a fresh set of downs.
Got his man quickly. Run it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. Mississippi State to the line with a fresh set of downs. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. Makes the grab down the middle. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
It creates numbers in the open floor. But
that penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, as good as we have in this league right now.
It's not quite Boston against the Knicks the first two games level
Davis
of utility.
And they'll bring him to the ground after a short game.
Worse than
The
25
run
for
game
100.
just has
But it's
not been
26
working
for
for this
90
offense all game
free
long.
for
We saw it on
Minnesota
that
in
last
2
play
games.
as well.
The
Just
OKC
not getting
defense
enough
nasty.
push
But how much of this
up
is
front
just
on the offensive line.
Minnesota
They haven't
struggling
been
from
physical.
beyond the arc from what you've seen?
We have the number on the open shots they missed in the first game was really alarming. They actually missed more open shots than contested shots in the first game in particular.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive.
Nasri, Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
He wants to pass it on second down.
In game 1.
And the rush will get to him at the 25.
Postseason game ever. They were better tonight. At least Dante DiVincenzo was. Nasri still struggling a little bit. Nikhil Alexander-Walker was pretty good.
As we head to the quarter break, Mississippi State has the lead. They're sitting in a strong position here with the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary.
Certainly had his fingerprints on this game. Play still nowhere to come. And a lot of it had to do with the defense they were playing when it was smaller guys. It frustrated.
Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break.
The entire game. The lob over the top of that.
Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And the missed connection on third down.
Stars now have
and
not played well
now
on
on
the same
fourth
night.
down, they will put it on the shoulders of the
You add all
kicker
that
to
up,
save them with his
Minnesota
foot.
far below the level that we saw them through the first two rounds.
Kick is good. The offense has 3 points to show for the drive.
And how good that team is
Now the
defensively.
lead is even
Now I'm going to
bigger.
reference Boston
They'll
in a
kick it
more
away after
positive way,
putting up a
something you
field
and I
goal in
talked
that
about
last
a lot
drive.
last year. The Celtics showed us
And
all
no chance
season
at a
last year
return.
that that's
They'll
who
start
they
this
were.
drive at
They
their
beat
own
people
25.
to death.
Ford has the
Double-digit
ball
wins
back, and
over
here
and over.
comes the
Mike Green
offense.
mentioned on the way out. This
They
is
hope
the
to be able to
60th
cash
game.
in on this
6-0,
drive, David,
that
after
they
having
won
to
by
punt it
double
last
figures.
time.
You know,
And
the
I think this
competition
offense
is
needs to
increasing.
start with the first play.
OKC
You need
is
to be
not
successful and
hesitating at all.
productive on that
This
first
is
play,
just
and
who
it
they've
gets you in
been
less
all year. Is there
predictable
anything that
situations.
gives you an
No doubt,
indication
too.
that
Don't you
that's
just
going to
feel
slow
like there's
down
a
and
little
the
bit more
remaining
sense of
however
urgency
many
on
games
this
are
drive? It
left?
just feels like they've got to be able to put
And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out.
That's some. Because of
Big first
how
down
dominant
sack for the
Oklahoma
defense,
City's
brings up
defense has
second
been.
down.
You could see the frustration on the part of Minnesota. You know, and
They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw.
Yourself.
They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Better in the postseason.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down.
You do, as we said,
To throw, it's Mertz.
a little bit against this team. They take
Unloads
that
it
6
left.
and it turned it into
Got his
15.
man downfield.
And now it's completely uphill the rest of the way. They won
Just what
68
they
games
were
for a
looking
reason.
for, a
That team,
huge
they have an
explosive
awful lot of
play.
one,
They're
two.
inside the
They've got
15 at
more
the
guys that are
15-yard
committed
line.
to high level
The Gators
defense
are on
than
the move.
any other team in the league.
and they've got a superstar to build their offense around. This is a complete team.
Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
The problem with calling option is that you can't limit the hits on your quarterback, and he got absolutely leveled by the defender on that one. Now you got to wonder how many more times this coordinator wants to call that.
Demonstrated all season, and in these 2 games thus far, the Western Conference Final. Tim, appreciate it. Look forward to continuing the conversation.
Thanks, Scott.
Snap from the gun on 3rd down.
Tim,
into the end zone.
And it's Alex Caruso's thrown on the headset. Thanks for taking a minute to be with me. Absolutely. A victory
Before that
perhaps
score, considering last night, now all of a sudden, they're not dead yet. In fact, they're feeling much better, and they're alive,
guys
and they've got a chance.
tonight in
And I'm looking on the field right now, and I'm looking at their sideline. They're energized. After that last score, all of a sudden,
I was just glad that we found a way to get the job done after you win game one. You know, kind of fast we did, we kind of pulled away late. So the human nature tendency is to kind of let off the gas. I thought we did a good job. First half, getting the lead, kind of holding through the game, and then extended the third.
Jesse, and any mistake would get magnified.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure now on this offense too, David. I think they got to go back to their playmakers and get these guys going in the game.
No doubt, find those plays.
He wants to take the top off.
You're not in your head.
And that would be incomplete, man. That would have been a big hitter on 1st down, but 2nd down's coming up.
Yeah, no,
Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again.
First team all defense.
He's looking for a man on 2nd down. Fires to the big fella.
A nice job by the defense there, tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
Among other things, you're trying to check in. I think you got to 6 fouls, but I mean, you got your money's worth. How do you describe the challenge of trying to slow that particular player down?
Yeah, and I like the shot,
yeah,
the aggressive
people
play
slow
down the
too
field.
many hands
We
tonight.
like
That's
throwing
why
those jump
I got
balls
to
up
that
to my
6.
receiver, because usually
And
the receiver makes the play, makes the defender look bad. Nice job
I know.
by the defender.
My coach just said
on it, tipping that ball away from the wide receiver.
They spun that wheel of fortune.
Yeah, just trying to make it
4th
difficult.
down,
Man,
and
he's so athletic. Like his burst is probably one of the quickest in the league.
After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right.
Play will stand. The counterbalance of that just makes it really difficult.
He wants to start this drive with a pass.
And the other guys are helping.
Finds his man. It's Hansen. He gets it all the way down to the 5-yard line. A terrific catch and run before he stops. And they're looking for a 4th-quarter lead, and they'll need a touchdown to do it. 1st and goal. Coming after. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
What's that like when you see your man
catch him off balance, maybe on 1st down and goal right here, a situation where maybe you sneak in a pass, defense is ready, got the sack now. Now you got to be a little bit more creative now that you got the negative play. The offense, you've worked this all week.
Like we got to 68 wins with the deep roster, a bunch of guys that
trying to be physical inside the 5-yard line. I get it, but I tell you what, Paul, this quarterback has earned some trust from me the day he's had.
Yeah, right now he's thinking, keep the game in my hands. I'm playing well. I'm seeing the defense well. I see what they're doing from a coverage standpoint. Count on me to throw a touchdown here and help out our team.
He sprinkled a couple different.
Looking to throw, it's Mertz.
I got a Palooza.
Fires to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Gator.
The other one, no, I'll take it. Hand me the one.
Like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Yeah, I honestly wasn't even going to look at it. I was just going to be like, thank you, because there's no need to leave a look. But that's the kind of guy he is, kind of leader he is. Just, you know, he wins this award, and it's about
Right on. I appreciate you taking a minute to visit with us after the 2-0 start. We know Minnesota will be a challenge. Come the weekend, travel won't continue success. Hopefully, I'll see you down the road.
Just send everybody. Blitz everybody.
Appreciate it, man. Good catching up.
Always Alex Caruso and the Thunder, a 2-0 pivot on the winning side soon.
Radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. Eastern Michigan is ahead in this one. This team plays a hard-nosed style of football there in the Mountain, but they're a long way from closing this out.
Ourselves in the situation, edge of the third. Excuse me. We only had 6 turnovers at halftime. We had a few more in the third quarter. You know, missed some shots. You know, didn't finish at the basket, and then led to a bunch of stuff.
We'll circle back if anything big happens.
The way these two teams have played out, just what do you have to say to your guys? What are you looking for going back home?
for us.
You consider every minute in the series a chance to find something. You know, so
he'll start this drive firing.
Good team at home.
Got a man. It's Mosley. Makes the tackle at the 32, but they were backed up inside their 20, and they pick up 15.
Randall's
We've
limited
reached the
impact carry
2-minute warning, and the defense needs to come up with a stop to close this thing out. They'll snap this one from the 32. It's first down.
You know, Nas had a good game going.
It's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the
making out there. Just trying to change
2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down.
It's like the offensive process is pretty good in the first
half. In the
half.
middle, it's Coleman. Tackled at the 43 after picking up 10. Mississippi State comes out after picking up the first down.
There when the game was kind of starting to get away from us.
He's looking to throw it.
Shots.
Fires to the middle. Wide open downfield. And they exploited that soft spot. They get it down to the 35. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page.
In the eyes of the odds makers, I should say, they remain underdogs. They're catching
this offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air, chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground.
A lot of times defenses blitz to stop the run. This very play right here. Blitz the linebacker, but man, the offense did a great job. Everybody understood what they saw. Running back understood. Pick up a nice positive game, and they were trying to get a blitz and maybe create a tackle for us.
Caught near the sticks. It's Mosley. He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game as on the doorstep.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
Fresh chicken, hot
quick pass on the fly motion. Touchdown Bulldogs! They move on top here in the fourth.
What a great job by this offense. Listen, I judge offenses by what they do in the clutch. In those big moments, right before the fourth quarter.
And it's taken away by the defense, and they desperately needed that turnover.
Try new cooling spray.
Inside the 40. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And they desperately wanted to attempt to return, decided not to, instead they'll take the touchdown. The Gators sending the offense back to work. There's plenty of time to work with here, but they have to be highly... And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waning moments. That could be a costly play. Dropping back, it's Mertz. They're working that left side. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. Unloads to the wideout. Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it. They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Getting some heat. And he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth. And quickly to the line of scrimmage, they spike it and stop the clock. Got to get everybody lined up quickly, time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains, they were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down.
And it's now or never. It's do or die for this offense. Fourth down, late in the game, trailing. They absolutely have to connect and move the chains right here. This thing's over.
He's going up top here late in the game. Fires into trap back, picked off. Takes it the other way. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position. The Mississippi State offense headed back to the field to go to work. One possession game, getting late, first order of business, just take care of the football.
So they call this situation 4-minute offense, where you're trying to run the football and throw high percentage passes to maintain the game to execute at a high level.
Yeah, and listen, what you understand as an offense is if I get 1 or 2 first downs, this ball game's over. And that's your sole objective. Not scoring, take care of the football, get a few first downs.
He'll go down in a bit of an unusual way to bring this game to a close. You want to talk about building confidence? Coming through with clutch plays, making the winning plays at the right time can really set the course for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Race, maturity and experience matters. And this team has guys that have played a lot of snaps. They've seen a lot of looks, and they've lost close games like this in the past. That wasn't the case today, David. Too many guys out there making big-time plays.
And I think belief is what you build. That confidence. You know you're going to win. You don't think you're going to win. You know you're going to make that play in the big moment.
Best thing I saw today, the first 20 minutes was the reigning Stanley Cup champion.
We strung a couple
Panthers
together.
bunch.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollock, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.